With the release of the Chop Shop DLC, Rockstar has given racers a whole lot more options to choose from on how they would like to customize their racing experience. For example, the starting grid order can now be changed to where the lowest amount of races played will be in first place, as well as the highest amount of races played, the win percentage, and some other things too. Which is honestly a great feature, because if you were to be playing in a public lobby, for example, and you're looking for a little bit of a challenge, or you want to avoid getting rammed from behind all the time, then you can choose to have those people go out in front so you can start at the back, because obviously you might have more races played, and that way you can maybe even go as far as to avoid a bunch of accidents. Boosting on go can now also be disabled, which is nice for those who are looking for a more authentic racing experience. And finally, the main reason for this video, the brand new catch-up modes. As per usual, you can turn catch-up off, but you can also leave it on classic, and it's exactly the same as it was before. But there's also 4 new different modes added to the game with the latest DLC. This is Advanced Low, Advanced Medium, Advanced High, and Boosted. In this video, we'll be comparing all of them to what it's like without having catch-up on, starting with Classic. But before we get into that, I should probably explain what exactly catch-up is. The short version of what catch-up is very simple. Catch-up only affects the person in first place and simply just slows down their car. If you want to have a more detailed breakdown of how everything works with catch-up, Bruffy1322 has done an excellent video on this a while ago. I'll leave that in the description. Go check it out. Personally, I'm just going to keep this video very simple. We're going to be doing a test in a straight line, where on the left side you're going to be seeing the car driving without catch-up on, and on the right you're going to see the different modes of the catch-up. Starting off with Classic. On the car without any catch-up, I was able to take this straight line in about 48 seconds. With the Classic Catch-up mode, this took me 49.5 seconds. The Advanced Low setting was a little bit slower than the Classic one, coming in at a 50.9 second time. But the moment we start jumping towards Advanced Medium is the moment stuff gets very interesting. Because jumping from Advanced Low to Advanced Medium increases the time by a whopping 5 seconds. And you can definitely feel that your car is being throttled immensely. Like, allow me to give you a very quick comparison in audio between a car without catch-up and Advanced Medium. And if you thought that was bad, wait until we jump from Advanced Medium to Advanced High, which takes up the time to complete this simple straight line to 58.6 seconds. Now, to keep in mind that this is 11 seconds slower than the person that is not affected by catch-up. Also meaning that the advantage that you will have if you put this to Advanced High is a difference of 11 seconds in a short straight line. You can only imagine what it will be like in a real race scenario where corners and stuff come into play. And finally, the boosted mode, which is arguably the most interesting one out of the bunch. Your car doesn't actually get slowed down and has the exact same speed as you would have without catch-up in first place. But what I would assume that happens is that this actually just boosts everyone behind you rather than slowing the person in first down. I haven't really been able to do any proper testing on this because it's very difficult to test. Again, I'm sure maybe Bruffy1322 will do some further testing on that at some point. I do find it interesting that these catch-up modes have been added this late into the game. Perhaps yet another experiment that Rockstar is messing around with before the launch of GTA 6. I'd say that the Classic mode is probably the main thing that people are still going to be using, but I'd have to say that those advanced modes where you go to Advanced Medium and especially Advanced High might be taking a little bit too many steps in the wrong direction. If you're going to give someone an 11 seconds penalty for being in first place, that might be going a little too far. I'd be very curious to see how effective that boosted catch-up is, because if that is more so like you would see see in any racing game where rubber banding is a little bit of a thing where you're allowed to catch up, that might be okay. But if it's just as ridiculous as the advanced high, that might be a problem. Obviously, this is simply in a straight line. If corners come into play and you are a good racer, then I'm sure the difference will not be as large. But catch-up obviously also affects your acceleration, so it's going to make those corners a little bit more difficult to take a lot quicker than those folks will without being affected by catch-up. But that's just my quick little breakdown of the new catch-up modes within the game. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed or found it useful, subscribe for more, and become a member like Chloe, GTA Plus, Dan, Notorious Jam, and the Crystal Onyx. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all later.